Hello, friends. Welcome to Kareersity Pharma Leaders Perspective, Episode 6. Today we have Mr. Nilesh Mahajan, Senior Leader, Medical Devices, J&J. Thank you, Mr. Nilesh, for joining us today for the benefit of young leaders who are going to enter into pharma industry.
Thank you for inviting me.
As you are aware, as you know, Kareersity vision is bridging the gap between academia and the industry. My personal experience of the industry is today's youngsters who want to build career into healthcare and pharma sector, they don't even know what is happening in the industry. The reason behind this podcast series also is the same, helping youngsters to know what leaders are expecting from them for future. Going to the first question, Mr. Nilesh, just kindly share about your own journey, how you entered into pharma industry, healthcare industry, and in last almost 2 decades of you're in the industry, how was your experience?
Sure. First, thank you so much for inviting me today. So I'll start with a story basically from my education. So one of my cousin, he was a part of pharma industry since long when I was in 8th or 9th standard. And I used to hear a lot of things about the medicine from him. So since my childhood, I'm very much interested in the chemistry part of it. And when I used to think about how a chemistry can impact a drug and how it works on the biological parts in the body, that is what is fascinating, that at that time. It was a dream to understand and learn those things. So when I passed my 12th standard, I went for both the admissions, technical also and pharmacy also. Luckily, after I think third or fourth round, I got admission in pharmacy, and I completed my B Pharm, and then I moved to the post graduation in pharmaceutical chemistry. And my passion was structural activity, relationship, and molecular modeling to learn the chemistry behind the molecules. And as we have already discussed, post my post graduation, I came in the industry. My firm belief when it comes to the jobs and the understanding of the jobs is I always wanted to start my jobs with the sales profile. It was very odd, especially after doing a post graduation in pharmaceutical chemistry. Everybody asked me in the interview that why you want to come in the sales, because research is the one thing which is apt for you. But my firm belief is what you learn in sales profile, you will never ever learn in other profiles. So first I wanted to understand the market, how people behave, how doctors behave towards the medicine. And that's how my journey started in the corporate. So I spent around a year in sales, then 1 year in marketing, where I learned the brand management. And later on, luckily, I got my PhD registration, and along with that, I moved to the clinical development part of the drugs, where I wanted to understand how a drugs is getting developed. So I joined in a clinical research organization called as Zero Clean Farm. It's a big clinical research organization now. So I used to handle clinical studies of phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, especially for the oncology and cardiology part. Later on, then I moved to biopharmaceuticals, where I was responsible for the global studies here in India. And after around spending 7 to 8 years in industry, I got a chance to move to medical devices. Basically, it was a very big decision because pharma and medical devices are completely different industries. But since my childhood, I want to learn new things. So that was one thing which drove me to medical device industry. And I thought, now enough of the clinical development I learned about the drugs. Now let's move to the medical devices, and that's where my medical devices journey starts in 2011. So now it's been almost 12 years in Johnson and Johnson Medical Devices. I'm responsible for medical affairs activities. I'm responsible for the evidence generation strategies for all the medical devices of Johnson and Johnson. Along with that, in last few years, I have developed my knowledge base and my experience with health economics, health technology assessment, as well as the regulatory part of the development of medical device. So that's what my journey of the corporate.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Nilesh. It's really an inspiring journey that you had in the healthcare industry and device industry. Just in 12 years, how was your experience in medical device industry and what is your views? How this industry is going to grow in future? What is the career growth for pharma students who want to enter into this industry? What is your views on that?
Yeah, yeah. So that's a very good question, because frankly, when you complete your B Farm or M Farm, you are really not aware about what is a medical device in depth. You may have an overview in your 1 or 2 chapters, but even after spending 7 to 8 years in pharma industry, I never knew what is a medical device. So when I came in 2011, it's a completely new, picture for me. But frankly, medical device, when I joined in, it was a non-regulated industry. Now, in last 10 to 12 years, it is getting regulated. Very recently, government of India came with a medical device rule, and all the medical devices in this countries are regulated. Opportunity wise, there is a humongous opportunity at this point of time. So I would say, uh, where means pharma where we were in terms of drug development for about 20 years ago, exactly where we are now, where when it comes to medical devices, we are still very immature. There is lot of space available to get this market to get this market mature. There's a lot of opportunities. At this point of time, the major players, if you'll see in medical devices, are multinationals. Slowly small Indian companies are also coming in, but the main you can say the 70% of market at this point of time is ruled by the multinationals. For pharma people, definitely there is lot of opportunities, because if you see the structure of medical devices, majorly you will find the people with engineering background coming with MBAs. They rule this industry, but slowly now the leaders in device industry is also understanding that the paramedicos are more important rather than getting an engineer or a biomedical engineer, because biomedical engineer will be more helpful for R&D part, where you will develop a medical device. But definitely to sell, to understand the science and to understand the regulations, you need a paramedical person, especially who had some experience from the pharma industry, or people who are coming with a bachelor of pharmacy and master of pharmacy degree. So definitely there is huge opportunity at this point of time.
Thank you, Mr. Nilesh. What are the few challenges you personally faced in your career growth?
So if you ask me future, definitely, even if you see very recently, you must have understood that even from the government point of view, there is a lot of investments, and the facilities are given for manufacturing medical devices in India. There are n number of subsidies are available if you want to set up a plant for medical devices. So growth wise, if you'll ask me my personal growth, definitely I'm looking, means definitely I have a vertical growth which is figured out, but definitely the people who are coming in. So not see what happens is, generally when you are in pharma, in your curriculum you only have 2 3 options. What people think that you have production, you have marketing, and you have quality assurance. But that is not the case anymore. With lot of technology coming in, there are a lot many consultancies are there where jobs are open. In medical devices, there is a regulatory, there is medical affairs, there is clinical operations, there is marketing, there is sales. You will not believe the best part of medical device sales is, you are there in the operation theater with a surgeon, helping a surgeon to understand device and how to use that device on the patient. So it's a tremendous experience. It's a different world completely. It's not just that you are promoting a drug to a physician. You are standing with a surgeon in the OT, and you are helping surgeon to use that particular device on the patient. So it's a intellectually and experientially, it's a very different experience. So I think it's a time where pharma students should understand this is what a one particular segment is open for them with vast opportunities.
Okay, really, Nilesh, getting into a OT with the
Yeah.
doctors, I can never think in my
Yeah.
dream. Only device people really can do this. Pharma
Yes.
people purely, when I'm saying about drugs, etc., we are just interact the doctor outside the OT chambers,
Yes.
etc. Thank you. Last question,
Okay.
Nilesh. When you are taking interviews for the youngsters who want to enter into the industry, what are the gaps you see today? What message you have for the young people who want to enter in this industry?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, in that case, I always remember Three Idiots dialogue of Abir Khan. Strive for excellence. So basically, what I observed in today's generation, everybody is interested in fast growth. Growth doesn't come very fast. Doesn't come very fast. That's a real truth. You are also aware about we have spent so many years in industry. My message to the new, the young people is try to learn. When you are getting into your first job, I know salary matters, money matters to everybody, but initial 10 years of your career, give time for learnings. Try to understand nitty-gritties of every job. Try to understand the holistic pictures. When you will get that holistic knowledge, then you will be able to survive and you will be, grow at a vertical level. I'm not saying everybody is capable of capable enough to grow vertically, but definitely even at the parallel level or horizontal level, there are growth opportunities. When you spend 4 to 5 years in a particular profile, you will come to know whether that is the right profile for you or not. So it's not like that on the day on the first job you will get what you want. Get into it, just jump. आप एक बार समंदर में मार दोगे जंप तो अपने आप सीख जाओगे. That is where young people has to understand nothing comes easy. Just spend time, give time to learn, because what we learn in college is very different. Actual learning start when you get into the corporates. That's a very different learning. So I think for youngsters, first 10 years just give for learning. Money will automatically come to you for sure, and nothing is 9 to 5. Nothing is 9 to 5 in jobs. So just give your 100% when you are coming in, and just do the justice in what you are doing. That's my message.
Thank you, Mr. Nilesh. I go with you. Today's generation is actually running behind money.
Yeah.
They change the jobs very
Very
fast.
different.
Strong message from you definitely is going to help youngsters today. Stay, focus, don't run behind money, keep on learning, adhere to the first job for a couple of years to understand how things are changing and grow at least in that vertically or horizontally in the first company to start with. And then opportunities are immense.
Yeah.
That's the message coming from Mr. Nilesh. Thank you, Mr. Nilesh, for coming in.
Thank you so much, Ramesh,
And I'm
for having me here.
pretty sure and confident youngsters who want to enter into this industry, they will get a lot of learnings from the today's podcast. Thanks for coming once again.
Thank you so much for having me.